Okay, we're live. We're live. Alright, I'll show you lap 1 because everything started to go crazy in C-Fix and things didn't want to go well. For those of you who are just now joining us, welcome. RLR Scrambler series. Here for the Homestead 150. Well, that was a hectic C-Fix race, but anyway, sorry, apologies. I did C-Fix and that didn't go well. Anyway, this is a bit of a replay as of right now. Welcome. We're working ourselves up. Let's go back live. Not much of a difference as of right now, but just a bit of a miss here and there. Mabel, let's go up front. This is your pole sitter for tonight's race. Terrio, the number 42 machine. And I'll have to pull up points on how the final four sorts themselves out. Sorry about that. Let me go ahead and slide that to the side. I'll have to sort out how everybody is on points. And the top four in points is going to be Tim Blum. So Blum is currently, I think, yeah, Blum's in second. And this is your last season's winner. Tim Blum is Sean Butler. He's in third. Racked up 3 wins. Barely picked up one last night. I think he did. No, it was somebody else. Max Terrio, who's currently up front. And Souza. No, not Souza. It's Heater. James Heater. So, it's first, second, third, and fifth. Terrio, Blum, Butler, and Heater are your top four. And we're going to be duking it out here tonight. As... oh boy. Sorry, I'm a bit on panic mode right now, because not RLR, C-Fix was crazy. Nothing went correctly during C-Fix. I'm actually going to check my results on how that went. But we're here, we're live. Welcome. Woo! Jeez. So. Oh, whoops, that's a pop-up. Not supposed to have that on the screen. That's my C-Fix results. As always, we're live streaming this series every Monday night. And this is going to be the final race of RLR this year. Happening on December 10th. Not really much action going on. Just going to show you a bit of track info here on the right-hand panel. Track info, Homestead Miami Speedway. Here the 1.5 mile, famous for its finale finishes. Actually controversial finishes. Track turns 4, 1 in each corner. Track elevation just only 3 feet. Just about 3 feet above sea level, right next to Daytona Beach. I mean, not Daytona Beach, the coastline around the Florida Keys. Track temp, 99 degrees, so it's pretty hot. As of right now, track city is in Homestead, in the country in the United States of America. Currently, it's 80 degrees outside, southeast goes the wind. It's actually a very hard wind right now. It's going around 15 miles per hour, and that's heading southeast. We have to get some type of flag to really show where the wind is going. Humidity at 1%. Partly cloudy skies. As of right now, cautions had none. Just entered in the start of the race, and you're currently fastest on track. Up front, Terrio is trying to pick up his first ever RLR championship. He's one of the final 4 currently in as of right now. Butler's finding out with Tim Blum. Blum's gonna go ahead and let Sean by. Tim, again, he was the last season's champion, and he's under attack by Sean Butler as of right now. Butler gonna go ahead and attempt to go ahead and try to catch Terrio. Cool thing about this track is, usually cars are ran tight here, and that makes for some interesting racing, especially in 1 and 2, where you could go right up against the wall, create a run off the corner, as well as 3 and 4. You could shove it into the corner a bit harder in 3 and 4 than you would, but you have to out-track the corner, and you see him really up against that wall very early than what you see on other tracks. And it's all because of the very, very slow transition to the straightaways back down. Now let's give you a roundout of the field as of right now. Up front is Terrio. Terrio started first. Of course, he's leading almost 14th lap of the night. Butler currently sitting in second. Start all the way back in 4th. Tim Blum start all the way back in 3rd. Curly is in 3rd. Keeter has rounded himself up to 4th. Casey with starting 2nd. Good qualifying effort by him, but unfortunately to him, he's dropped back all the way to 5th. Buckley, who tied with Heater. No, it's Souza actually. I mean, it's Terrio. It wasn't with Souza. It was Souza who tied with Terrio at Kentucky. And Buckley also nearly got himself into the final 4 as well. He was only 2 positions off, so very exciting to see that race at Kentucky. James Skelton. Started way back in 11th, currently now in 7th. Apologies about my commentating as well. I currently have a big cold. It's sort of hard to commentate right now with a stuffy nose. Gotta take deep breaths. Still running out of breath right now, especially after that C-Fix race. Scroll ourselves yet again backwards to Tom Richter, number 900. Started way up in the top 5 area, has made his way back down to 8th. Slogging in consistent lap times, still staying around 5 seconds with the leader. We're Murdoch. Richard's actually the only B class as of right now. Murdoch currently running 9th, dropped a couple of positions. Leo Bordage currently in 10th. And James Morris all the way back there. He has some right front damage. Morris does. Morris just logging laps right now. Meanwhile, up front, it's about a decent pull away for that number 42 machine of Terrio. Up 2.4 on Butler. Butler currently blinking in and out. It's not a good sign for him. So yeah, the top four as of right now, currently in the position on where they belong. Terrio really pulling away here on the opening stages as we work our way to the one quarter through the race. Not a lot of people here, so I'm expecting this race to go green all the way. Unless we get some freak caution and they're all over each other back there. And this is the fight for fourth as Tim Blum is now under attack by, looks like that's Skelton and Sal Casey. All of them going to sort ourselves back in line. Blum, as I said, last season's RLR champion. We're going to go side by side here for third. Not for third, for sixth. Top five. Skelton. Oh! Buckley's in the wall. See that team machine to Buckley. He goes into the wall, but battle for fourth. Not heating up as Skelton wants to try it on Tim Blum. As we're pitting, this time by Heater. Gonna go ahead and slide himself down pit road a bit earlier. But looks like these people are gonna split the run into three. What it looks like. So a bit of short pit right here for Heater. Went a bit, I'd say a lap early. But Heater's gonna slide himself onto pit road. Yes, he's gonna go for his pit stop. Also right behind him, Murdoch in the 01. Gonna come in as well. Overshot his pit stall just a slight bit as you see Terrio go by. Terrio did stay out. Person who did come in at time by is Sean. You don't want to be staying out too long. These cars are tight. And as you see, Terrio not gonna slide himself in line. He had a good enough gap for him to stay out a bit longer, so he might have stretched the fuel just a couple tad laps for insurance. He's gonna go ahead and slide himself on the pit road. Looks like Skelton and Casey also gonna slide themselves on pit road. Tom Richard, as I think that will be a lap car going by. Leo Bordage also in. Butler is now coming out, so your leader on pit road, the person who might shuffle to the front. It's not number 18 machine, but Sean Butler beats him on strategy, and he's going to go up front of Heater. It's really important to get in and out off a pit road correctly. And if Terrio doesn't come out correctly, this is what's going to happen to him. It looks like Terrio is going to be passed for the lead off a pit road. And Heater as well going to go by. So, bad strategy call by Terrio. Lost a huge amount of seconds to Butler, who's now your leader. So Terrio, a late pit stop, going to drown him out. So the strategist now slides himself up to the front. Butler will start all the way back in fourth. Still having a bit of blinking issues. Unfortunate to him. See the battle for second now heating up right behind as Terrio wants the lead back. And he has made 3 seconds. He made 3 seconds on his last run. We'll see if he can do it again. I mean, we'll see if he could go ahead and stretch it out from there and on. Terrier's last lap was his fastest. Stuff gaining on heater. We'll see if these new tires gonna play dividend, but it's only like around a 1-2 lap difference between new tires and old. What also could have played dividend in as well is how you enter the access road and how that could affect. Go ahead and play a role into how you how pit stops will go for you as well. Sorting out a couple things on chat. Terrio has actually passed Heater and is now starting to gain slowly on Butler. Terrio definitely has the drive, but Butler has the strategy. And this has been the talk most of the race. People versus strategy on how that really plays into factor coming towards the end. Currently that's working out for Sean Butler, but ever so slightly Terrio with his wheelman is crawling up very, very slowly up to the lead. Another lap goes by, lap 35. Not a lot of action. As for right now, not much to really talk about. Everybody's just about spread out. Only battle really going on is for 5th. 7th. Casey really fell back. Bordage, Morris, and Murdoch. Yeah, everybody's just about spread out. So, not much talk to go around. We'll keep our eyes on the leader. Because this battle for the lead is now starting to heat up. And the next pit stop should be around lap 50. Butler's not really running the recommended line to 3 and 4. He goes all the way to the white line. And that's not where you want to be. You want to be actually off the white line. You want to be in the second groove. And here comes Terria. And this is going to be a fight for the final 4 position. And here comes Terria to the inside. Can he make the pass? Butler's going to try and pinch the 88 down in. But he can't do it. Terria. Power move to the lead. Terria to the front. You'll see the difference on how they run the line while Butler's blinking in and out. It's sort of hard to realize where they're really running. Butler's still there, but of course he's ever so slightly losing it to Terria. Butler definitely not staying in pace where he's really supposed to run the line. Terria still locking some very consistent lap times, only a second and a 2/10 off of his fastest lap time. This race is going by very so quickly. There's not really much of a strategy to play here since the car is pretty much tight most of the run. The only way I see Sean attempting to go ahead and try to have something for pursuit for Terria is to try and again go ahead and short pit. It did work last time, but if these pit stops are within their windows, Terria will pass Sean Butler. If Sean Butler regains the lead within that third and final run, we're on with, I'd say, like, with 10 to 5 to go. My typing is loud as shit. Sorry for the language, I'm just reading off chat. Yes, I know my keyboard is loud. Very loud Kohankinator. I know it is. I have a Razor Black Widow chroma. Apologies about that. Butler's really fallen back. If he doesn't correct his line or try to have some type of speed, I don't think he's gonna have it at the end. The way this run is going. Well, I mean, there's lap traffic ahead, but of course. Oh my gosh. One of the final four has dropped out. James Heater in the 18 car is nowhere to be found, and Heater was one of your final four coming into tonight. And Heater now 2 laps down, nowhere to be seen on track. And indeed, you see his name right there, disconnected. Go back up front. We're coming up on pit stops, and we'll see if Butler... No, he will not. He's going to stay out to the lap 50 mark. So we could go ahead and... try it again. But if I were Terrio, as of right now, since I'm at that lap 50 mark, I'd go ahead and slide myself in right about now. Speaking of sliding themselves in, James Skelton has slid himself in. That number 86 machine is on pit road. He's going to go for 4, obviously. He's up and away. Slide ourselves up front. Oh, that is nowhere to be found. As Terrio and Butler. Butler's also in, so this will cancel out. This will cancel out Terrier's chance of short pitting. I mean, Butler's chance of short pitting. And up and away goes Terrio. Keep our eyes on him, because he will shuffle out as the leader next time by. Casey's still on track. Nope, never mind. He's on pit road. Casey's gonna go ahead and slide himself down in. It's not as hectic as what we saw at Kentucky with the Cup cars. Everybody was on each other with some rare wrecks that we never really see. You see Terrio now shuffle out to the lead. Butler is now 1.46 back. See Murdoch right behind Terria. Murdoch just got lapped. So it's gonna put only... I mean, Murdoch's now 2 down. So I was only gonna put 8 cars on the lead lap. Terrier's logging some really great laps. Butler's still with him. He's 1.5 back, but he was slower by very little though. Terrio currently in 3. Murdoch's actually keeping up with Terrio. Sorry, I'm watching that. I'm watching a clip right now. Murdoch's actually surprising me keeping up with Terrio, but Murdoch 2 lap fresher tires than Terrio. But now the pace really starting to wear off with Butler. He's now 1.6 back. Where Terrio's running. So that 40 to go mark. And our next pit stop, most likely going to be around lap 75, because these people split the run into 4. First run, pit on 25, second run, pit on 50, third run, pit on 75, and 75 on out. It's going to be Terrio's race. Unless, that's if Butler does short pit, or if the run doesn't allow for short pitting. The only way for a real scramble to happen is for people to stay out, but I don't think that could really give you an advantage when there's barely as many people on track as we'd like to have for that strategy. So far it's been Terrio. Sorry if I'm not focusing on other battles. It's either there's not a lot going on right now, or we're focusing in more on how the Final 4 are running. So the current Final 4, Terrio, Sean Butler, and Tim Blum. Second, third, first, second, and fourth, and Heater is out of the race. It's very unfortunate for Heater. I want to question what happened to him. Still up front, Terrio. Still wondering why Heater did disconnect. Not really any explanation for that except some personal issues. So let's go through the season. First race was at Daytona, and Tim Blum went ahead and picked himself up from where he left off from last season. So he won Daytona. At Atlanta, this race wasn't broadcasted. James Heater won that race, with Sean Butler winning the pole. Third race at New Hampshire. That went to Sean Butler both ways. Butler went on to lead, I don't know how many laps, but he did win the pole. Auto Club Night, the only name that really sticks out. Schofield, Kevin Schofield, won that race. 15 people showed up to that. Martinsville, and that was the second race we broadcasted on RLR. And Andy Lee in the 25, who is not to be found. I don't think we've seen him. I mean, we've seen him around. We saw him around at Iowa. He hasn't been around. Next race at Darlington with a crazy finish. It was the 40 of Sal Casey who went ahead and stole that win over the 88 of Sean Butler. Next race at Terrio picked up his first win. And then it was October 15th at Phoenix, where Butler picked up his second. And he'd go 2 in a row at Pocono. You see the 7 car letting the 42 by. That's the 7 of Leo Bordage. Oh! Terry's in the wall. Got a bit too high there. Here's where Butler is. Oh, and Bordage teasing around with Terry up. Terrio still logging consistent laps. Pulled himself up to a 2.3 second lead. Straight to the wall. Trying to make his way around the 7 of... I forgot who the 7 was. Leo Bordage. But anyway, going on with the winners list. Butler won Pocono. That was the, I think, 9th race. At Chicagoland, which was not broadcasted, James Heater went ahead and won that race. So it was Heater's second win, alongside with Atlanta. Motorsport was another race that we broadcasted on my main channel. Ryan O'Donnell. O'Donnell obviously not in the race. O'Donnell went ahead and picked it up there at Motorsport. Bristol Night, that wasn't broadcasted, and James Pisciata went ahead and won that one. Eliminated more people, round number 3, and we went to Michigan. We broadcasted that one a bit late. James Heater, Tim Blum. James Heater won the pole, Tim Blum with his second win. And just last week, we saw the showdown coming to the end. Terrio nearly eliminated after he wrecked out, but fortunately, Souza didn't have enough points to grab it up there in time, and Souza didn't show up to tonight's race. That 4 machine, so Souza picked up not Souza, Terrio moved on just by a point, just by a tiebreaker, and Skelton won that race in the 86. And now we're here at Homestead, and so far, very, very clean run for Terrio. And now our eyes are on that number 86, on that number 88, and when he's gonna short pit. lap times have been really consistent between these two. And I think it's going to be these two coming down towards the end. See Skeleton side by side with the 01 of Murdoch. Not a lot of multi-curve racing, but you see it side by side right there with Murdoch and Skeleton. Murdoch can get a run in 1 and 2. And Skeleton can't really hold him up there because the car runs so tightly. But since Murdoch's in the lap car, he's going to go ahead and let him by. Alright, start placing your bets. Terrio has to come in at least now to cancel out Butler's chance of short pitting, because we are on that lap 75 mark. And here comes Terrio. Butler's going to go ahead and stay out. So Butler has to hope for a chance of Terrio screwing up on pit road. And we'll see how that plays coming in. And that means Butler's going to be on the newer tires as well, coming towards the end. So Terrio is now in. Butler retakes the lead. Butler takes the lead, excuse me. There's Terrio. He can't make a mistake. Slides it in. Oh, that's a perfect stop. He got a bit loose entering his stall, but luckily for him, he did sort it out. Butler stays out again. It's more as this, Terrio. Short pitted in there, but we'll see if Butler now going to come in. And indeed he does. Butler has to nail this down to get the lead. But Terrio is already up and away on newer tires. He has to make this perfectly. Can't get a speeding penalty. Blum's currently in the lead. Ain't gonna matter, really. He's the only one who's stayed out alongside with, never mind. The 900 just spun it! Tom Richer. Fortunately, he keeps it straight. Locked it down in time to keep it out of the inside wall, but here's the 8-8 on pit road. Blum's probably hoping for a caution. Here's Terrio. Terrio is by Blum, and that's probably going to wrap it up for Terrio. Unless Butler could at least attempt with newer tires. He has 2 newer tires than Terrio. What can Terrio really do? But to be honest, as of right now, with this gap between Terrio and Blum, actually Blum is going for a more interesting strategy. He has elected to stay out. And we haven't seen somebody at least attempt to stay out, and he's trying to stay out for a caution. And this is what you do if you're in the position of the Final Four. You need to stay out and bet. If you don't have a chance at the win, you gotta hope for something to happen. So Blum puts everybody 1 lap down, but he's stayed out on older tires, and he has to save 26 seconds on fuel. And he's working lap 30. No, never mind, he's gonna come in. So that's gonna go ahead and recycle Terrio up front, and yeah, there's no way Blum was making it all the way around. Unfortunate for Blum. His chances of going 2 in a row here at Homestead is going to be cut short. The only real way I see Sean doing some type of miracle was to take 2 tires. But this is definitely Terrio's race. Unless a caution comes out. Go ahead and show your race summary here. 7 lead changes right now, 81 laps complete. 19 remaining. What can go wrong? Another lap. Sean's catching Terrio, but Terrio's way, way too back. Another lap. And it's just fading away for Sean Butler. Another lap. Well, to be honest, I was expecting Sean Butler to really perform here at Homestead. But usually, he ends up winning via strategy, but there wasn't much strategy involved here because either the car wasn't set up for strategy. And unfortunate to Sean, he's gonna come up short, even though he pulled off the most wins of the season. It just doesn't work at the end if you have these type of races for him. Butler picked it up at New Hampshire. Don't know what he did there, but he did win the pole. Won the pole multiple times, actually. Daytona, Atlanta, New Hampshire. Butler picked it off with a strategy call. They're coming towards the end at Phoenix. He played it off yet again at Pocono. It's actually been a while since we've seen him in victory lane. Also, Terrio. It's been a while since we've seen him in victory lane. Ever since at Iowa, where Andy Lee, Terrio, and I think Butler duked it out. They're coming towards the end, but came up top. It's Terrio. Terrio only has 1 win this season. I mean, most likely, by the way this pace is gonna go, that'll definitely turn into 2. And not only that, this win's gonna be important. And that'll log himself into a champion. And Butler's strategy did not play off coming towards the end. Butler is now slower than Terrio. Alright, he's just about the same speed as Terrio. person who's actually faster than Butler is the 86, a Skeleton. He's not picking himself ever so slightly up to Butler's bumper. Not really going to play much of a factor coming into the championship. You see him inching slightly here in the background. Another lap down. Coming up on 5 to go, so if caution does come out, race will end. If they do cross the start-finish line. Most likely improbable for a caution to come out. Not really much battling going on. Just throw ourselves around the racetrack. There it is, 5 laps to go for what seems to be the cleanest race I've ever seen in my life. I'd like to give a shout out to these drivers for putting it on the line and for giving us such a great season for tonight. Four to go. Terry on the back straightaway. Three laps to go. And oh boy, Skeleton has actually passed Sean Butler. So Skeleton, not the fastest car in track, but he did pass Sean Butler just a few moments ago. Sorry I didn't get the cameras on that. But Skeleton's gonna most likely round it out second place. Skeleton didn't show up did get good enough finishes to go ahead and round himself up to the final four. White flag for Max Terrio in that number 42 machine. There's going to be one person out of those four that are going to walk away a happy man. It's going to be that number 42 machine, Ateria. Played it right, canceled out the strategies of that number 88 machine. Checkered flag. 42 not only wins the race, but he's going to be your RLR champion of tonight. Congratulations, Max Terrio. Dominating performance. Not even a chance that Sean Butler or these other four could really make a name. Tim Blum coming out, running out 6th. Heater, obviously with DNF problems for him. But that number 42 is going to walk away a happy man. Congratulations, Max Terrio. What a job by him to run it up to the front. And wow. Terrier's going to go to the front straight away and burn it down tonight. We're going to go ahead and show the results here on the front of your screen. Terrier, Skelton, Sean Butler, Saw Casey, Buckley. Top 5, Tim Blum, Tom Richer, Leo Bordage, James Morris, Richard Murdoch. And you see Heater, 55 laps behind on your final 4. One of your final 4, not one of the final 4. He runs off 55 laps down, and there goes the burnouts. And what a job for that number 42. We're going to go to commercial break. We'll be right back here with some more. Stay tuned. Top 3 will be interviewed.
Simulated racing can be awesome, but it can also be kind of a free-for-all. Interestingly, auto racing faced the same problem in its earlier days. Whether it was on the back roads, the beaches, or the city streets, the racing was fun. But there was always a certain level of chaos and danger, until some folks came along and put some order to all of this. Stuff like official racetracks, regulations about weight and equipment, and enforcement of standards. That's what gave us high-speed excitement, fast-paced action, and photo finishes. That's when racing became racing. The guys over at iRacing.com have made the same transformation in the world of sim racing. Sure, they've got the most accurate tracks and realistic cars out there, but that's just the start. See, iRacing analyzes the performance and results of each driver in every race, so you can be sure you're always placed in races where the competition will be tight, and that those reckless drivers who ruin it for us all are kept in the pits. Not to mention that with over 45,000 active members already in their vast community, you can find races day and night, so you can always get in on the action. You can even join a league of your favorite series. And since updates are always automatic, you don't have to worry about software and can focus on the track. Zip up your fire suit and check out iRacing.com.
And we're back here live here at Homestead, Miami. And oh boy, what an interview we're going to have here in just a slight moment. We're going to go ahead and drive him into the booth. Sergio, sorry for interrupting your conversation, but not only did you win tonight's race, you're going to walk away as champion. How does that feel, man?
Yeah, it's been a long time since I've raced with these guys, and they're some of the best out there, so it's very rewarding.
Yeah, man, that was a very dominating performance, leading 78 laps out of the 100 we ran tonight. Talk about the car tonight.
Yeah, it's a track that I usually get good speed right off the practice, and tonight was no different. It's just about tire wear when we go green so long, so it's what made a difference tonight.
All right, man. You were watching the 88 in your mirror. Every time he crept closer to you on that first run, how did that feel? What was going through your mind?
Now, that first run, I was just about getting a certain rhythm and trying not to lose too much time on the first pit stop, which I did, unfortunately, but then I was able to catch him back up on the second run, and from there on, it was pretty clean.
Yeah, man, you nailed it from the third and second run on out, and fortunate to you, you walked away as the winner for tonight and the RLR champion. Any sponsors to thank for tonight's race, man?
Yeah, I'd like to thank my girlfriend for her great support all season. My friend Max at Maxim Knitting, he's a sponsor on my car, and Josh running this league. He does a great job and gets new members in. I mean, he deserves a lot of credit for the success of this league, and to Sean, Tim, and James who made it to the Final Four. And well, it's fun to see the broadcasts on that you put on YouTube. So keep up the good job, man.
Yeah, and if show, you'll be more interviewing up in here. Congrats on the performance tonight, Terrio, rounding out first with the championship. Man, congratulations, dude.
All right, thank you, man. Happy holidays.
Yep, you too. And that was Terry, and we're gonna go ahead and round in the 86 of James Skelton, who started all the way back in 11th, all the way back in last place, but on that final run, he made his way around Sean Butler and rounded himself out second. Skelton, talk about your run tonight, man.
Yeah, that was pretty good. I started, in the rear like I did last week, and did a bunch of practice with Sean throughout the week. He was in the Final Four, and he was just struggling that last 15 laps on a stint. He just had no speed, so my whole goal is they kept trying to talk to me last 10, 15 laps, and I just, my whole goal was to chase him down. So to come or start from last to get second, I think that's pretty good.
Yeah, man, a great charge there, all the way from 11th. How was the car tonight?
It was decent. It was really snug into one. He had to use a pretty decent amount of brake, and just the big thing that I found out, because we were talking after the race just on some of our tire wear, I just think you really had to let the car settle in the center before you picked up the gas, just to save that right front. I just think that was the key. We were talking to Max. Him and I probably had the most similar tire wear throughout a stint, and I just think that helped a lot.
Yeah, tire wear was really key around. Tires really wore out fast. Well, we're gonna wrap it out. Any sponsors to thank for tonight?
No, yeah, I'll thank Red Light League. I think we have something good, real good league to be a part of, and thank you for coming out, and anybody who was watching the broadcast, thank you.
Yep, congratulations on your second place finish. That was James Skelton, round out in second. Congratulations, man.
Thanks, man.
And we're gonna go ahead and drag in the third place runner, which is a Final Four contestant, but unfortunate for him, he's gonna run it out third. Sean, it was all about coming down towards the end, and unfortunately you didn't have enough speed to go ahead and catch that number 42 machine. Talk about your run tonight.
Yeah, I just, first of all, I want to congratulate Max on his win and his championship win. Well deserved. He's been here a while. I think it's his first championship, so I just didn't have the long run speed that that Max had. He had crazy long run speed. Skelton had it too. I mean, he was started at the back, so you can tell he had good long run speed. He come up there and finally passed me at the end. I just couldn't hold on to the tires or the speed like they could on that. After about 15 laps, I just kind of hit a wall, and it kind of started getting slower and slower for me.
Yeah, during that first run, was there any corrections that you could have made coming towards the end, or was it all about how you could save tires coming towards the final stints?
Yeah, it was pretty much all about trying to just drive as easy as I could, but try to maintain my speed. And unfortunately, it just wasn't enough tonight. And try to get them next season.
Yeah, man, it's unfortunate you're gonna run out second in the championship points. Looking forward to next season, man.
Oh, I always look forward to a new season and see what new people we bring in, and hopefully we get some more people in the races next year, and just make the race even better.
Yep, there's a quality league. We'll go ahead and round it out here. Any sponsors to thank for tonight's race?
I just want to thank my teammates over at Need for Speed, especially James Skelton. He helped me a lot this week trying to make it better on the long runs here. He's, like I said, I knew he was really good on the long run, and it's one of those tracks I've never been that great on the long run, and it continues on tonight. So just moving forward, getting better. Hopefully, our teammates, we'll just keep doing some practices and try to get us all better as a whole unit, and hopefully more than just me can make the Final Four next week. Or next season.
Yep, and that would be Sean Butler going to be rounding out third. Unfortunately, he's going to round out second in points tonight. Congratulations on your second place run and third place finish.
Thanks, sir.
User was moved out of
Unfortunate to him, second was just not enough coming towards the end. And that number 88 machine, you could hear the disappointment. But he did a heck of a run throughout those final races. I mean, as well as mid-season, he picked up 2 wins in a row. Person with the most wins, actually, alongside now to be he did pick up the most wins. Sean Butler did, but of course he's third place at Homestead. Ain't gonna round it out championship. Thank you all for watching tonight. Proud to broadcast this series, and gonna go ahead and broadcast this next season on Monday nights, but unfortunate next week we're not gonna have this series broadcasted, but I'll sort it out with Joshua Buckley on how that's gonna play out coming towards to next season. Anyway, thank you all for watching Homestead 150 for the RLR Scrambler series. We hope you had a good one tonight. We're gonna go ahead and see you next year on Mondays at around 8 Eastern. See you around yet again here for the RLR Scrambler series. My name is Zika Reyes, and we're signing out. Thank you all for watching.